All right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Here we go, our first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. But I know this is where I belong. So I just gotta get out there and do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
A sight many have seen heading to the airport here in Los Angeles. Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Western Conference battles always fun. This time it's the lifelong dream, a special individual taking to the hardwood as we'll get to watch the first official NBA appearance from Sean.
You know, and what a huge moment this is for him. I mean, your whole life has been spent leading up to this, and finally he's going to get to take the court in the NBA. I mean, his mind has to be racing like a million miles an hour.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I mean, there are all different kinds of pressure situations. This is about as nerve-wracking as it gets. But even so, I don't think it takes away from how much he enjoys it.
And here we see the debut of Freak, the kid from Harlem. His first time on an NBA floor. And Clark, it's a moment that he's worked very hard to achieve, and his family has got to be proud.
Extremely so, Kevin. It's been a long journey for him, but every level along the way he's found success. High school phenom, playing for a college championship. I wouldn't bet against this kid on anything when it comes to basketball.
And for the Lakers, Sean, he's in at point guard. He's out there with Russell. Roy Hibbert is out there with Young. And it's Black in at the power forward position. Minnesota really had a rough year last season. A lot of people know that, obviously. A lot to do with their defense. They just, Greg, struggled in almost every defensive metric.
Yeah, and, you know, they struggled at times guarding the basketball, but ultimately I think the biggest issue for them ability to protect the rim. That's an area and a point of emphasis that has to improve for this young team.
And the first half with
the score, your Lakers 40. Let's go.
Okay, fellas, nice job sticking to the plan in the first half. Now let's widen the gap and get these fans even more fired up. Very nice offensive first half from the reserves. You guys had a big impact. We'll be coming back to you in the second half. On a good note,
all right, the second half beginning in just a moment.
Well, Kobe had a great quarter.
Some changes for the Lakers. Tariq Black, he's checked in for Hibbert. And Freak subbed in for Bryant. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, Martin and Wiggins out on the perimeter. Garnett out there with Towns. And it's Rubio in at the point guard. Lets it go from 11. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. Martin kicks to Rubio. Wiggins outside, fires from deep. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 5 assists tonight. The Lakers have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter, 4 of 8. And it's Freak missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
To tie. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. I mean, he had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
Could it have been any other way? I mean, last season, KG returning to the Wolves. I mean, the entire city was buzzing for his return.
And that one's good. Free. And that's the very first basket right there, folks, of what is hopefully a very long and a very prosperous career from Sean.
You know, and there we have it, the first taste of this young man's scoring prowess, showing he can handle NBA defense.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's the NBA that's going to have to show it can handle him, not the other way around. He's ready.
Shot clock at 3. With the shot. Shot is good, and the Los Angeles leads. Cut down to 1 on the bucket from Martin. But Kevin Garnett was once the star here and now is acting as the mentor for all these young Timberwolves players. He won't let them slack even for a moment on or off the floor.
You know, it's that competitive fire that made KG so great, Kevin, and Minnesota made a savvy move, I think, to get him into the locker room and back on the squad.
Young against Martin. Here's Towns, and again it's Minnesota converting.
And a big height advantage right there.
You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Russell dishes to Bass. Here's Black, and there's the bucket. Staying with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. And the Lakers lead by 1. Minnesota's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Wiggins passes to Towns. Rubio outside. Towns sets the pick for Rubio. That one off the back iron and out.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
Here's John. Rebound, Minnesota. Garnett's got 5 rebounds tonight. And the pass to Wiggins. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got 6 assists here tonight. Lakers have gone 6 of 14 since halftime. A little cold from the field. And now running it up the court. Martin pushing it up. No luck.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on him.
There's a screen. Russell kicks to Freak. Shoots from the line. It's rebounded by Towns.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, they don't get much uglier than the quarter he's having.
Yeah, and it's not showing any signs, Greg, of turning around here soon. I mean, his touch is basically gone AWOL. It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Now, here's Rubio, covered by Sean. And Rubio kicks to Martin. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on D'Angelo Russell.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Robert Sacre, he's checked in for Hibbert. Brown comes in for Bryant. And Freak subbed in for Lou Williams. Minnesota also making some changes. Towns, he's checked in for Shabazz Muhammad. Wiggins comes in for Kevin Martin. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Andre Miller. Sean, he's in at the point. Brown out there with Randall. Then there's Robert Sacre. And it's Clarkson in at the 2-guard spot. That's the Laker 5.
And guys, for Nikola Pekovic, NBA scouts said he needed work on his shot coming in, yet he's money from mid-range at times, especially at the charity stripe. One of the best free throw shooting bigs we have in our league.
Beans checked in for Towns. And And back to Pekovic at the free throw line. Clark, he has consistently been around 75% for his career.
And Kevin, last season he got that number up to 84%. And he also gives you really good effort in the paint on both ends of the floor.
The Timberwolves making a switch here. Miller's checked in. There's 21 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Shoots. That's short off the rim.
It's not winning basketball when you're attempting shots like that.
Yeah, come on now. You got to remember it's a team game. He's got 4 teammates out there with him. I don't think he needs to try to do it all by himself like that.
And so it's the Timberwolves taking care of business here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity to check out our Jordan player of the game. He stepped up his game tonight, getting it done all game long and making the plays whenever they needed him to.
A tremendous night of shooting the basketball for him tonight. He was nearly 60% from the field. Ernie, 60. That's Shaq-like numbers. Okay, that's Kenny Smith-like numbers. I'm telling you, this guy was outstanding. I love the way he shot it all over the place.
Well, he showed us just how good he can be when he's at the top of his game. And the building was stunned. You saw people leaving early, throwing popcorn, throwing hot dogs, spilling soda. He put on a CSDP, a crowd shut down performance. Man, that's what I'm talking about, Ernie.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the
Coming home, New York City, baby. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece, yeah, they're gonna be there. Playing in front of them in the NBA uniform for the first time is gonna be a special moment for me. Now, I know all of Harlem's gonna be watching. No pressure, right? It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And I'll be ready.
.2K Sports checks in with our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Brooklyn, the home of the Nets, Barclays Center. Last outing for the Nets, it was a loss to Atlanta at Phillips Arena. Brooklyn, Bargnani has checked in for Lopez. Robinson comes in for Thaddeus Young. Hollis Jefferson's checked in for Joe Johnson. And it's Bogdanovich in for Wayne Ellington. So for the Lakers right now, Sean, he's in at point guard. He's out there with Jordan Clarkson. Brown out there with Robert Sacre. And it's Black in at the 4 spot.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screen play. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Outside Jack, kicks it to Bargnani. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Nets lead by... And Nets head coach Lionel Hollins known for his no-nonsense style, but he'll tell you he's still got a good sense of humor.
I told them all, you could...
I still don't think that Coach Hollins is anyone to be trifled with, and I think the net players would agree with me on that one.
Oh, yes, I know they've got that one figured out. And I do, too, as a matter of fact. The last thing anybody on the team better be doing is laughing at Lionel Hollins. Just ask Darren Williams.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for Brooklyn.
Boy, you have to admire their intensity in the paint defensively. I mean, really contesting and even blocking shots. Definitely a factor early.
And also, they've been really active on the defensive end in terms of applying pressure and coming away with steals.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. So the Lakers 5 right now. Sean is in at the point. Brandon Bass is out there with Robert Sacre. Then there's Brown, and it's Clarkson in at the 2 spot. And the new group in for the Nets. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bargnani. Young comes in for Thomas Robinson. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Hollis Jefferson. And Ellington is subbed in for Bogdanovich. Williams attacking.
Sticking too much.
It's Black in the corner. And Young kicks to Williams. 5 on the clock. From 18 feet away, and he gets it to go. Williams has got 6 points.
And for the Lakers, obviously the big get for them was landing the number 2 overall pick in the draft. Getting a quality big to add to a roster with Kobe is huge. It made them a player, again, I believe, in free agency.
Right now, they've got that field goal percentage up in the low 50s.
Putting it together offensively, looking to build some more momentum.
And it's Freak missing. Nets leading by 10. Johnson kicks to Jack. That one falls, coming off the Johnson feed. And that's 10 points for Jarrett Jack.
And, you know, when it comes to the Lakers, they're always going to be players in free agency if they have money. It's still a marquee franchise in the NBA, one of the top 2 or 3, no doubt. When you have high draft picks and money to spend, people want to play for you, and not to mention California is an attractive destination.
Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
All the time in the world to get that one off.
Puts it up from 15. Brooklyn with the rebound. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Yeah, exactly. An interconference matchup here. Not a lot of familiarity, but I wouldn't say they caught them off guard. There's a reason one team was in the playoffs and the other team was watching.
Black the pass to Young. Here's Chun. The kick out to Young. Pass to Black. Feeds it to Freak. And just miss after miss right now.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Lopez, and lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2. This is his first free throw of the game.
And converted more than 4 out of every 5 free throw attempts last year. So just...
And that concludes the first half.
Hey, Kev.
All right, fellas, let's focus. It's not going to be easy to quiet this crowd down in the second half, but we can do it. Couple of things. We couldn't get anything going on inside, and those are points we have to have. We've got to spread the floor and get the room we need in the paint so our bigs can go to work down there. And we're not going to get any calls from the refs today, so don't be so open.
Ladies and gentlemen,
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Tremendous output from Johnson. He has 14 points. He's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of three-pointers.
And you know what? The defenders have that in the back.
43 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. And for the Lakers, Sean in at point guard. Brown out there with Brandon Bass. Then there's Kobe. And it's Black in at the center. Now here is Jack, guarded by Sean. Bargnani a screen on Bass. Johnson attacking. 4 on the clock. Young. Had the space there, but it's offline. Kobe, that's for 2. Here's Black, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
Outside Jack, and so it's Brooklyn easily grabbing this one. A confident win in one.
Well, Joe, congratulations on this.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, much appreciated, and now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joe Johnson.
His play tonight, Ernie, was finally a bright spot for them because, you know, they had a very rough stretch of games. It's been a while since their last win, and he was not content on playing a supporting role and letting them lose another one. He came on strong, took over, and put an end to the losing streak.
He flat out dominated. I mean, you see the kind of plays he was making all over the court. This is the game, no matter who they put on him, he wasn't going to be denied. His offensive power was in full effect.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, living the dream. Mad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell, and my mom's friends called her up and said, "Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell?" And my mom says, "Yes, sirree, Bob, it was him." That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives are like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight-A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead. After he'd been missing for 3 weeks, the Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas, and I said I wouldn't do it because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a 2-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Look, man, it was a misunderstanding with the guy in the next VIP booth. His honey started flirting with me. So naturally, I started flirting back. Next thing I know, Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing he know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, but check this out, though. He needs to train that hottie before he leave the house, though. Yo, he's hotties ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Look, Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
You know, when me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome, we always imagined making it to the pros, right? And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dap, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me, announce my name on a loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations. So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a '67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a '67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a '67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect. Admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean, I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's gonna affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's gonna affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's gonna affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V-G-G, Vic, gotta go! Handle your business. And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this, nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the US of A, the greatest freaking country in the world. Ask yourself, is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Tell you about Vic. He has his bad rap. It's not, and I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You can see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.
Big road trip coming up for the team, and it all starts tonight. If we can set the tone with the win here, it'll make a huge difference. The team's ready, and I know I'm ready. So I guess the next step is to just get out there and get it done. I feel like this one's on me, though. So time to earn my stripes.
It's the home of the 76ers here in Philadelphia as 2K Sports brings you today's action live from the Wells Fargo Center. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA and all its great action on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Look at the Lakers. They're hoping they can carry over some of that momentum from their undefeated homestand.
Kevin, you always want to try to get that first game that starts a long road trip, and that opportunity is right there in front of them now.
They do, but no matter what happens tonight, they've got a lot more games to go on the trip, so this is just the first drop.
A new group now. The 76ers leading by 4. Cannon kicks to Sampson. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Embiid the screen. Covington dishes to Embiid, and he slams it one-handed.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
Yeah, and when he's got a lead like that, why not take a few chances? A lot more engaging and entertaining than just doing the old ho-hum one-hander.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
No, it always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
Cannon, the pass to Embiid. 4 on the clock. Lets it go from 11. Sacre with the block. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain, that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
Just 4 seconds left here in the first quarter. And here's Freak on his experience as a one-and-done college player. Now with more and more freshmen, Clark, making the jump to the pros, we can expect to hear more stories like this, I'm sure.
Well, without question, Kevin, that's the case and the landscape that we find ourselves in. But, you know, there's something to be said for developing all 4 years in college when that's the best route for an individual player. Nowadays, I think, unfairly so, there's a ton of pressure on young guys sometimes to leave prematurely. We'll see if Freak's decision pays off for him long term.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And guys, what's your take on the 76ers so far?
It's been about the effort. Love the hustle they've shown here in the first.
Yeah, it's due to their hustle, as you said, Greg, and it's showing up on the scoreboard, too.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Sean in at point guard. Robert Sacre is out there with Brandon Bass. Then there's Brown, and it's Clarkson in at the 2-guard spot. The Lakers have shot 5 of 8 from the foul line.
Listen, playing Western Conference teams is never easy. And for the 76ers last year, it got downright ugly. Some games against the West, they just didn't stand any chance.
And the 76ers with a completely new group now. The Lakers also making some changes. Randall's checked in for Robert Sacre. Bryant comes in for Brown. And it's Russell in for Jordan Clarkson. Sean, the good-looking shot from the wing. A lot of blowouts for Philly last year against the West, as you talked about. Greg only managed to take 6 wins in their 30 games. Clark out of conference.
And Kevin, that was tied for the fewest wins against the West in the league. But again, no surprise with Philadelphia because they really were focused on developing young talent there.
Lakers trail by 8. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. For the 76ers, the last game, a win against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And Kevin, you know, they showed how important it is to have a strong bench. I mean, when you are on the road, that depth is vital. I think they really utilized the second unit to extend their offensive assault and just really wore down their opponent.
And guys, I think what you saw from them throughout the game was teamwork. This is a team. Regardless of who was out there on the floor at any given time, they got it done. And that has to make you feel good as a group.
And some changes here for the Lakers. Roy Hibbert's checked in for Bass. That'll do it for the first half. Philadelphia.
Gentlemen,
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the Embiid. He's checked in for Philadelphia. Nerlens Noel comes in for Grant. And the Lakers with some changes.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for the 76ers.
Agreed, Steve, and as one-sided as it gets today. You know, Clark, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
You're right, Kevin. It's hard to think of anything that didn't go right for them. I mean, game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was spot on.
And now, for the year, this is going to take him to 7 wins.
And it always feels good to get that first win in the season series. Going head-to-head twice this year, this will put them up 1-0 so far against the Lakers.
And what a huge standout performance it was for Roten. He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
They've got Hollis Thompson. Embiid is out there with Okafor. Then it's Tony Roten. And it's Noel in at the 3 slot. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Clarkson kicks to Freak. Shot is off. And Philadelphia, the other.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Roten, no good. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Clarkson up top. He's covered by Roten. And stolen by Roten. Here's Thompson. And the foul called on Freak. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, clearly a foul of frustration right there.
Not his best moment. Obviously, no one on their team's happy right now, but you shouldn't be taking that frustration out on your opponent with a poor foul.
There's 10 seconds left in the 4th quarter of this one. And here's Clarkson. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod to our Jordan Player of the Game. During the second half, it seemed like he was simply on a mission. Really didn't let up.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
What I really like about his game tonight was his intensity at the defensive end. He made a lot of plays, Ernie, Kenny. He just got him fired up with that intensity. And the steals he made led to some runouts and some big buckets on the other end. Come on, man.
And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Have a good evening.